Hello everybody and welcome to today's, well, I would say one-off stream, except it's not one-off. We're going to be doing this for the next 4 weeks. But welcome to ERL, Esports Racing League. Today, it's not just me in the commentary booth. I'm also joined by fellow Rising Phoenix Racing League and Rising Phoenix Esports commentator, Nico.
Hello, how's it going?
He won't be here all 4 weeks though. Hopefully we'll be having a different co-coms actually join me for this one. But today we're not stuck with Nico, but we've got the great lad alongside us to commentate this first round of many.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, and let's hope for an exciting day.
Well, whilst we wait for everyone to join in and whilst we wait for the guys behind the scenes to set everything up, we shall go through the team's lineups for today. So we might as well start with the host, or the guys who run this tournament, being Rising Phoenix. So let's go through with the Rising Phoenix lineup then. Starting off, we have Legend underscore SV5. I actually won't bother saying the full names. I'll just be like, yeah, this person. No. So first of all, we have Legend. With him in Rising Phoenix, we have LT Cobalt, T Funky, Flex Marcel, and last but certainly not least, we have where on earth is he? Oh, Konghofner, there he is. I honestly didn't see him. So, now that we've done Rising Phoenix, let's go straight to TRT. TRT's lineup for this event is Fashinx as the first driver, with TRT Kimmy, Brown, TRT James, and where on earth was where's Mies? Has Mies left? Oh no, he's
Mies
there.
Is in the
He's there. Okay. Next up, we will go to probably one of the earliest teams joining, which was Vapor Esports. Their few drivers are I just want to go from the top. So it's Vapor Reese, Vapor King, who else is it? No, have they not got everyone in? I'm very confused.
Yeah, there's one missing now. I think someone left.
Unfortunately, they're not in order. I think I said Morgan, but from what I know is Vapor Josh, Cassix GT, We Race, Morgan, and Vapor King. However, I don't see Cassix here. So I believe Frenchie has replaced him? I don't know exactly. Well, actually, you know what? Whilst I figure that one out, we'll go to VTR, whose lineup is, I'll start from the top. VCR Wario, Crossfire Strikes, Donolu, VCR Hyper Revs. Don't mistake that for Hyper Wars, please, for the love of everything currently. And Frenchie. Meaning, yep, there's Vapor Josh, who's just come in now for Vapor. So it'll be Vapor Josh. I'm assuming Funky Fox as well. However, I didn't have him on the name sheet for Vapor, so let's just check. That's not anyone we know. And by we, I mean, no, that's Vapor Josh I just clicked on, not Funky Fox. If not, I'm going to have to ask I'm so confused here. I actually don't know who's racing for what team. Well, I do, but Funky Fox just isn't on our list. As far as I'm aware. No, Funky Fox is not supposed to be here. So we are just going to kick him out. Goodbye, Funky Fox. And we'll wait for them.
Oh, Funky Fox says in the chat he's in VTR.
Yeah, I know, but there's already 5 people in that team. They've got VTR Wario, Crossfire Strikes, Donolu, VTR Hyper Revs, and the other guy, Frenchie. They've already got their 5.
Okay.
So unfortunately, he's had to be kicked. Yeah, so we're waiting on Cassix GT, who will be joining for Vapor.
Alright.
And yeah, now it is the team's responsibility to get their drivers in. However, we have to make sure that everything's up to speed. But once we get in the lobby, you'll be able to see who's basically in what team. Yeah. Most guys in Horizon Phoenix, actually all guys in Horizon Phoenix apart from myself, don't have RP on. So yeah. And funnily enough, I actually believe RP... I might be right here in saying... Yeah, RP is the only team at the moment with no driver from the same nation, I believe. As Vapor have at least 2 from each nation, I believe. I could be wrong on that one, actually. I believe I am. I mean, the UK is technically includes Scotland, so yeah. And then the other team being TRT, who have both Fashinx and Brown from the same nation. So yeah, Horizon Phoenix, the only team with people from different nations. Or completely different nations as well. I mean, not to toot my own team's horn, but that's pretty diverse. Okay, so once Cassix is in, we can get to date. Oh, there's a lot of people who've just left. Jeez.
Yeah, 3 people, or 2 actually.
Who the hell's just gone out then?
Let's see, all the Horizon Phoenix are still here.
It's... I think it may have... Well, at the moment... VCR, I can only see 3. Oh, 4. No, I see 4. It may have just been 1 or 2 of them lagging out. Please put your messages towards us in the chat, and make them clear and precise, and make sure we know who you are. So if you're not in, please let us know as soon as possible. We'd like to get this started. I would prefer to have it started about 1:15, but just a bit later is fine. Just let us know who's not in. Reese is joining back. Okay, I'll just send him another invite. It was Reese who's one of them. VCR Wario's in the menus, so I'm just going to invite him back as well. And then I believe that... I don't know who the last person would be. Oh, Donolu. Okay.
Yep, everyone's in now.
Okay. Okay, once the second Donolu picks his car, we can ready up. Donolu, please, pick your car. Please.
There we go.
Okay, and chuck the ready up in the chat, and away we shall go. So whilst waiting for today's race, well, qualifying race to start, we'll just run you through some of the rules for the league, well, for the esports event league thing. Well, it's called a league, but that's only because it has more than one round. Or round a week, I guess. At the moment, this season, there is only 4 races, but in other seasons there may be more. And apologies for the audio issues here. There we go. I was trying to sort my mic out so it had the best quality audio. Anyway, for this, it will be 4 teams of 5 drivers plus 3 reserves, but the teams know that anyway. Multiplayer cars, each team needs a custom livery, blah blah, and yeah, you know that. So we have a short quali, 50% race, as per almost every other league. Safety car and formation lap are both on. There are no braking assists, full damage, medium traction, no DRS, ERS or steering assists. Pit assist is also off. However, the release assist for it is on. So when you're in the garage or like in your pit box, you don't need to press R2 to come out the pits. There is a point for fastest lap in the race and a point for pole. Along with these points, we have our own custom point system, which does include no points if you DNF the race. However, that rule can be changed depending on circumstances. For example, if you're taken out, you may buy a driver on purpose. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to invite back. The teams are. Yeah, if you DNF on purpose, for example, someone took you out, then we'll have a special situation for that. If you crash yourself out by accident or purpose or whatever, then you get no points. If we catch you crashing yourself out on purpose, we will DNF, or we will completely null and void your points, and we'll probably give you a penalty as well.
First one on the track is VTR Wario.
Then we will go and put ourselves onto him for today's race. Now, I'll just quickly go through the custom point system. So, at most per week, there are 22 points to get, meaning 88 points is the max for a driver to get. We just like to say to any driver who's racing, if you do manage to get all 88, then I will personally dip my own. This isn't part of the event at all, but if you get all 88 points, I will dip my hands into my own wallet and buy you 1 item of clothing from Bees Knees Tees, who aren't sponsoring today's video or these series of videos yet. However, it's just an offer, so you know, if you do that, I'll get you it and ship it for you. Anyway, first place gets 20, second is 19, third 18, etc, etc, all the way down to 20th, where you only get 1 point. 1 point, sorry, not 1 points. So all to play for every week, because like in other games such as Mario Kart, every single point counts. So the strategy as well. Now, Nico, what is the strategy today here at USA, would you say?
From my experience, I would probably say either a 2-stop, including the softs and the medium, or a medium hard variation, for a 50%.
So you're expecting most drivers to probably try and start on the hards today? Oh, sorry, mediums.
Mediums or hards. Definitely if you're out of the top 10, starting on one of the 2 harder compounds would obviously make sense from a strategic point of view. But obviously pole position and track position is really important as well, especially for the point for pole position. So there's obviously going to be some drivers on these softs who are aiming to get up at those high positions at the beginning.
Obviously you want to be in those top points. You're in it to win it. Every point matters. Every position matters. Unless it's overtaking your teammate, then, you know, you're not really gaining much, apart from self-prestige, I guess. As VCR Wario is just finishing his lap here, he's going to come through with the first one to set a time, as it's a 1:30.8 from the VTR man. As Legend beats it on the soft tyres with 1:29.8, followed by Donolu and Cobalt both also setting some decent times there. So 4 drivers so far choosing the soft tyres. However, Vapor Josh and Cassix have both chosen the mediums, meaning that probably they're going to try and get in the top 10 with those lap times. As Crossfire Strikes comes across the line and strikes home into 4th place. As VT Hyper Revs not setting a very good time there either. Vapor Reese unfortunately validated. As we'll take a look at our first TRT man in TRT Kimi. Now, Nico, you've obviously commentated quite a few of these drivers before in, well, Rising Phoenix mainly. But who do you think here could be the biggest upset in terms of driver? And then team as well, if you want.
From what I've seen, I definitely think, well, I mean, not to toot not my own horn, but my teams or my other league that I've commented on. I know that Rising Phoenix has a lot of talent. You know, with Legend, as you can see on pole or provisional pole at the moment. I know Cobalt's really in there. From some of the practices that I've done with them just over the course of the week. T-Funky pretty good. Kong is right where Cobalt is as well. And then you have Flex Marcel as well. So I'm going to say, in terms of a driver who I think, well, I mean, at the moment it's kind of hard to judge. So I'm going to hold off on saying a driver until later. But for a team, I think, based off of what I've seen, I think Rising Phoenix can really do well.
Okay, as for me, I think the driver to look out for today, I mean, not like that, I was about to go with a man in Vapor. It wasn't going to be Vapor King, in fact, it was actually going to be Vapor Josh, looking at his 1:31.9. I've not seen much of him, so I'm actually really interested to look and see what that man can do. Who's going slowly at the end of Sector 3? It's a purple car. It looks like Kimi, who's not using up any ERS whatsoever. I don't believe he's on a lap. No, he's going in. And if you can see on the stream, we've got an annoying thing that keeps showing us that Legend set fastest lap. Come on guys, I don't need to know that. Come on, tell me something useful. I don't know. Like Kong Hoff in the start of the lap. As for team, I don't want to say Rising Phoenix because I know what they're like. So I think the biggest surprise to me, or shock if they get a really good result, will be, I think TRT. I have my own personal predictions which I've written down for who's going to win this event, and I tried to make it like the least biased as I could, or opinionated, because obviously, as you know, I own Rising Phoenix, both the league and the team. But I really think TRT could pull something out the bag here. Now, their drivers are definitely ones who you'd look at and probably really underrate how good they actually are. I've seen many of them on their day smashing results left, right and centre. I remember when TRT James was part of Rising Phoenix. He was one of our best drivers and was our team captain at one point in time. And not to forget other drivers in that team I've never even seen before as well, showing that, you know, they've really diversified who they've signed and where they've signed them from. So I'm very, very excited to see that as well. As we're just watching Kong finish his lap, which is not a lap that's going on pole, but it's a lap that's going into 4th position. As Flex Marcel goes back into the pits, Fashink's on an invalid lap. Meanwhile, TRT James behind him, I believe. Oh no, he's behind Wario, I believe that was. I'm trying to see. Oh, yes, it is VTR Wario.
Ooh, just getting out of the way there in time.
It was very unlucky for James. That may have slowed him down just a little bit. This lap time, probably not as good as it would have been, but it's still a 1:32.9 on the medium tyres. Hyperrev's trying to improve that 1:39.4 as Reese is coming through with his to start his flying lap. So everyone's best tyre in the top 10 apart from Josh is the soft tyre. So you can't choose hards on this game because the game's evil like that. And so look to the gap to leader. So at the moment, most drivers within that second gap up to 6th place. So VCR Wario doing really good, being the last man within a second. Then Dono Lu and Crossfire Strikes, other men in VCR, both are there, just on the verge of being 1 second behind. Then LT Cobalt is the only man in between 1 and 2 seconds, as into Vapor Josh, right on 2 seconds behind Legend. Following him, we have T-Funky, Brown, and Cassocks all within between 2 and 3 seconds. And following them, we have Kimmy, James, Frenchie, and Hyperrevs all over 3 seconds.
Ooh, Kimmy had to get out of the way there of Hyperrevs in the last corner. Compromised his run. Kimmy compromised his own run.
As Hyperrevs,
Hyperrevs P3, so
a very good time there from Hyperrevs. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, definitely had a big mistake on that first run to be in the 39s and then jump up 9 seconds.
As Vapor Reese, ooh, up in to 8th place with 1:30.9. It's a massive improvement from the Vapor lad.
It was Crossfire up in the P4 for 30.5.
At the moment, though, the gap to Legend in the lead, only 4 tenths, meaning the man I want to call Messi is in second, is very, very close. Apologies if you just heard me having a drink of water there, but I have a feeling today's race is going to be jam-packed full of excitement. I'll ride every driver. Just have a sip of water whilst you're in the garage. I'm actually expecting many drivers to be helping out their teammates here, boosting their lap times. Possibly just slowing down on the big back straight or on the start-finish straight to give them just that 10th or 2 extra boost. As Legend's going to come through here with a 1:29.5.
Wow.
And that is a new fastest lap that's not been updated. Oh, no, it has. Okay, well, I'll probably stay there for the rest of the session.
Yeah.
As Fashion's...
Kimmy with some... oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, Kimmy, what's Kimmy doing?
Kimmy just got some slipstream from a non-team member down the back straight and went up a couple positions there. So probably frustrating for the other... whoever the other driver was. I couldn't catch their name.
I believe there was a black car who just made a mistake. I don't know whom it was. It's currently the car in front of Fashinks. I can't unfortunately see. Is that Frenchie? Nope. But Fashinks and Flex Marcel, the only 2 drivers yet to set a lap. And still only Legend, who's gone better than a 1:30. Oh, a good bit of slipstream here for Fashinks from his teammate James. James not compromising Fashinks' run. Could this be a lap that goes onto pole here from the Fash? Or the Shinks, I don't know how we're going to call him that.
Yeah.
As that was Flex Marcel putting himself in third, 1:30.2. Just a little bit behind the Messiah. From Messi to the Messiah. I mean, at the moment, he's looking like the Messiah for the TRT boys, as Fashinks puts in a 1:31.6. TRT currently only having 1 driver within the top 10. So that may look very, very worrying for their team. However, you can't count them out at all, and you never should. Anything can happen. There are 3 minutes 30 seconds left in quali. Now, in those 3 minutes 30 seconds, everyone could DNF themselves. Or get disqualified or something, you know? You can't rule anyone out.
Darnalu invalidated the lap there in the first sector. I think he'll have time for one more run, maybe, if he hurries back to the pits.
Yes. Now, like in this game, Codemasters actually added something rather than, you know, removing bugs. They actually added the illegal blocking on laps. So, would you mind checking the incident reports to see if anything's gone on? Just go into Race Director. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
As Kong Hofner gets it to 1:30.5, not a faster lap time for him. I'll move on to Morgan.
All that there is so far is just track limits and crossing the pit exit line.
Ooh.
There's nothing.
Naughty.
Just warnings and validated times.
I'm just gonna.
No grid penalties as of yet.
I'm really interested who's been crossing the line.
Let's see.
Who corner cut? Oh, for goodness sake! How many people have been exceeding track limits? Damn it, legend!
There's a lot.
Naughty boy.
Probably like 25 different situations there. As Darnalu with a huge slide out of the hairpin in sector 3 and into the pit lane. Obviously rushing to get back to get another lap in.
Oh, you can see the yellow.
I don't think he'll have...
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, he might not have enough time though. I think.
Probably not.
The yellow flags.
Unless that hit thing, sorry, the timing thing's still broken on this game, like it was last game. However, I believe that is a Rising Phoenix car moving out the way because we were the only ones in the red.
Yeah.
As Morgan's going to come through with a 1:30.4 as he moves in front of Kong Hofner and puts himself right behind Vapor Josh, who we can see is at 1:30.4, very close to Hyper Revs, who is now on an outlap. Frenchie has put 4 laps in on his tyres, but has only got a 1:33.2. As you can see, a rather slow Cassix here.
Yeah, out of fuel.
Copying my helmet. Excuse me.
That's his qualifying, unfortunately, over only P18, so he's going to have some
work to do
in the race.
As T-Funky sits at 1:31.648, very, very close between him and Fashings. I don't know who's at the closest to finishing a lap. It's a blue car, that's what I can see. As Vapor Josh retires, meaning his lap is over. Vapor Reese also just coming onto the back straight, slowing down, I believe. Possibly for a teammate. I wonder who he's going to come and help out here. Or is he just moving out the way for TRT James, I believe, well, that may have been it.
There's a lot of cars on outlaps, actually. There's about 7 or 8, and they're not going to make it to the line, actually. Only one of them is.
As T-Funky retires from the session, I believe the drivers may actually just make it. I'm not sure our timings are right, however that could be wrong. Yeah, they're not. The drivers had more time than we actually thought. Ooh, Frenchie makes a big mistake coming into the final corner. I don't know if he's just using up these tyres to set some practice laps for the race. I actually don't know who to watch either. I know there's a Rising Phoenix car coming through because you can see them on the mini-map. But we'll see what drivers have finished as Wario retires. We're keeping an eye on Legend on the stream, as he's going to improve again to a 1:29.3.
Yeah, incredible pace there.
Currently,
almost a second clear.
Morgan retires as well, and dearie me, like, the timings are so wrong. In fact, I think even Kong Hofner could probably go back out and set another lap. Oh,
yeah.
And Ben Me, oh for goodness sake, I've changed his name again. Has set a 1:29.9, making him the second person to have set his lap time, and he has also finished the race.
Yeah, the timings are all messed up apparently. As Cobalt into the top 10 with that final run.
I'm currently on board with Vapor King, as TRT Kimmy actually improves and beats him by milliseconds, not even that. Beautiful time there from the TRT lad. Unsure if it actually is Kimi Räikkönen, but we shall see. That's Brown sets to 131.3. Looking rather good so far. Konghofer will need to retire in the pits. Obviously, due to the game. TRT James confirming a 132.9. As Vapor King is a 129.9 as well. And look at the difference between him and Mies. Look at that difference. That is... Mwah. So tight. Wow. Don't know who else has finished their laps. Fashinks has...
Hyper Revs up in P4.
And Hyper Revs, wow. 131. Oh, 130.151. And with no drivers out at the moment, all we need to do is wait for Konghofer and Legend to retire. And then we're ready. But it looks like Rising Phoenix will be the first team to take home a point in the event. So Legend on pole, followed by Vapor King, then me. Yeah, just me, Mies. Followed by VTR Hyper Revs, meaning each team has got one place in the top 4. Following that is Flex Marcel, then Vapor Josh, Morgan, Vapor Reese, Konghofer, and Crossfire Strikes in the top 10. Konghofer retires, and I will tell you the rest of the grid once we get through the blah 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 phase. So TRT Kimi takes 11th, 1.3 seconds off the lead. Cobalt 12th, Wario in 13th at 420. Nice. 14th Donnaroo, 15th Fashinks, 16th Brown, 17th T-Funky, 18th Cassix, 19 TRT James, and 20th is Frenchie. But the guys in both TRT James and Cassix have set the times on mediums, so we know they can go a lot faster.
It's going to be interesting.
Indeed,
we'll see in just a couple of minutes.
For a 50% race at USA, how fun!
28 laps at about a minute 40 each race pace, I think, or a minute 30, like late 30s, I think.
Yeah, about a minute 36, I'd say. Maybe 35 actually, depends on how quick you go. It's about 2 or 3 seconds off quali time. Obviously depending how late through the race you are, how dry it is, blah 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 blah. And I think this is a quick time for me to go check the comments. Or just check messages or anything. Oh, no, we don't have any. Cool.
Yep, same as before.
People are being smart. Oh, I meant Twitter DMs.
Oh, okay.
Also, FPSL 2 actually has a stream. I wonder if Robo's streaming that.
Alright, off they go for the formation lap.
So, let's have a look at tyres for the blah blah blahs. For the race. I need to stop saying that. So, tyres, everyone in the top 10 on the softs. Then it's a big difference for drivers here. TRT Kimi on the mediums, softs for Cobalt, Wario, Donnaroo and Fashinks and Brown all on the mediums, T-Funky on the softs, Cassix on the softs, James on the mediums and Frenchie on the softs.
I just had a pop-up on the screen that predicted strategy. It said the most optimal strategy would actually be softs to hards, or it could be a medium soft would also work. But is the extra pit stop worth it?
I don't really think it is. I mean, America's pit lane actually isn't too long, so maybe it could be, but do you really want to risk it as well? I mean, unfortunately, with choosing these cars, you can't choose pit garages. Meaning, you could be sharing with someone from a completely different team.
Yeah, you run the risk of having all sorts of pit troubles, and if that happens, especially when the rush comes in and everyone pits on the same lap, you could lose valuable time, and that's spots you probably won't be able to get back.
Now, we'd just like to remind everyone in the race at the moment.
Oh, we've just had Kong Hoffner has just done a pirouette on the formation lap there. He's done a.
Ooh, yeah.
It looked pretty well rehearsed, but unfortunately, it's not what he would have wanted at all. Not good for his tire wear or his confidence.
No, as Donnelly and Fashinks have both been disqualified. But as I was about to say before you said that, we also don't know what could go wrong in today's race. So, if anything does go wrong, hopefully it doesn't, we will be asking all drivers to send us the footage of the incident. No footage? That means no incident, as many leagues do say, including ours.
Alright.
So we're just waiting for Frenchie, who decided to go about a mile back.
He's leaving everyone else out to dry there, with their tires cooling down.
Yep. Apart from Kong Hoffner, who probably has his tyres about 100 degrees or something stupid. Anyway, right. 5 red lights for round number 1 of ERL. And away we don't go because the cars are cars.
Hooray for game desync. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Oh, and I get pit stop strategy instead of showing me where the cars are at. And as a Legend will take the first corner into first. Hyper is overtaking. Oh, that's a massive mistake. Counterfire strikes his left, and then kicked out on the formation lap. He apparently sets fastest lap. That's definitely not what's happened there. But Flex Marcel losing quite a few positions to everyone here. As Kimi seems to have made a mistake. I don't know what's happened to Flex, but he's down loads here as he's losing positions left, right, and centre. As Vapor Josh.
Also, yeah, he spun at turn 1.
Ooh. As King keeping second with Messi in third. Hyperev's fourth and Morgan fifth. As you can see, many cars just trying to use that overtake, trying to get past. Unfortunately, we have 2 black liveries here, meaning we can't really see who's in what team by, livery cut, well, by colour on the mini map here. But everyone's still very, very close, all within 1 hairpin. As Donnelly gets overtaken by his teammate Frenchie, who by the end of lap, Reese has got warnings already. Yep. The end of that one, and how many positions he's gained. Wow. Cassix and Frenchie have gone up 9 positions and 7 positions respectively, whilst Crossfire Strikes, Flex Marcel and Vapor Josh down loads. Frenchie, no, Flex Marcel into the pits. He's probably going to go softs to hards. I'm just going to invite Counterfire Strike. Actually, no, Nico, you do that. It's just, you can see his name on the screen here. Crossfire Strikes, yeah.
Crucially as well, Legend already out of the DRS before it's even begun.
As fastest lap has been given to a guy with an 18-second lap time. Well, that definitely did not happen. As Vapor Josh has also left the session after he spins. That is technically classed as a driver leaving if he does not attempt to rejoin back, same as Crossfire Strikes. Things could be a problem. And disqualifications are even worse. Oh, as there one is. Yikes. Vapor already having a big blow for their team as T-Funky's trying to overtake Kimi, but unfortunately is nowhere near. But Legend's got a 2-second gap on King, who's being hunted down by the Messiah. That's Cassix is 2 tenths behind Kong Hoffner. Could he be making a move into the first corner, or even the last few actually? And they're not really overtaking places, but nonetheless he could try it.
Donnelly penalty and DRS has been enabled.
I think this is the closest battle we could have here, as Wario and Frenchie maybe can overtakes. T-Funky overtaking Kimi near the back of the grid as well. There's a yellow in Sector 3. I believe that was crossfire strikes. Vaporshade, oh no, Reese, sorry, getting a penalty there. We'll look up as now the Messiah closing in on King once again, but will he close in enough to get that DRS? I'm unsure if he will. Oh, he just does. Just, and Hyperrev's not close enough. Morgan though has closed in on Hyperrevs. Can he make a move on the VTR man? And no, he does not. Oh, LT Cobalt with a slight little spin there. He's been able to keep his position though, as Cassix has lost a hell of a lot of time to Kong Hofner. And Flex has closed at least his time to cross fire strikes, down by a lot. Have you invited him, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. See, I don't know what's going on with his issues. I'll have to ask his team. However, if he does beat anyone and he's not joined back within the next few laps, his points will also be given 0. As TRT James pits, gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Morgan around the outside of Hyperrevs there, outside of turn 2.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Oh, they both spin.
Ooh, it's
side pod contact.
It is very, 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 very dangerous to go side by side there. And those two definitely paid the price for it. As Hyperrevs fell down many positions, down to 8th place with now Fashinks on his tail.
Yeah, there's a huge train behind him, all gonna have DRS here.
Yeah, oh, Morgan as well lost a hell of a lot. Was it Morgan he was fighting? Sorry.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, as LT Cobalt actually up into 4th as well as he overtakes Vapor Reese, and all the dive there from Hyperrevs. But him and Fashinks fighting out evenly. Fashinks with the inside line here, trying to make Hyperrevs run the full length of the track. I think Hyperrevs will take this. Just Fashinks gets a little nudge from the man behind of Donnelly. So he's stuck in a little bit of a VCR sandwich here. Oh, well, he's the man in the sandwich. When in fact his nearest teammate is Brown, as Vapor Reese into the pits. DRS obviously enabled. Fashinks not going to make a move on Hyperrevs this time around. So we'll look up the Cassix, who is closing in on Kong Hofner. Also at the same time, the Mies has also made that gap quite a bit smaller between him and Vapor King. Don't know what DRS situation is like. Definitely don't think it will be much in the way of helping him. Then back with VTR Wario. He's right on the back of Fashinks. Please do let me know if there's another battle going on that I am missing, but this one looks like the most important one so far.
Kong Hofner on Cobalt into the hairpin at the back of the straight.
Oh,
Rising Phoenix teammates here swap positions.
Possibly Cobalt just thinking he's not fast enough there. As Defunky also makes his move on Frenchie, but Frenchie gets it back. However, went a little bit too deep, losing out to Morgan in the process.
Cassix is now right on the tail of Cobalt as well.
Oh, this could be bad for Cobalt. However, Cassix. Oh, Cobalt gets a penalty for cutting the corner there. Cassix may be getting a 2-for-1 Rising Phoenix bargain sale here if he can get both these drivers.
Yeah, I think Hofner's definitely going to get eaten up here by Cobalt.
However, they shouldn't really be fighting as they are teammates. Okay, guys, stop fighting, please. Come on, you're making me look bad. Jokes.
Losing critical time.
Yeah.
To Cassix and Hyper.
As Fashinks actually just made the overtake back on Wario there. The out penalties that are being given here, they could be seeing quite a few position changes near to the midfield of this pack. There's a 6-second gap between Kimi and Frenchie at the moment. That gap will need to be shortened down as quickly as possible. Ooh, Wario tried his best to make a dive there. Didn't work out, unfortunately. Will he get the move here? Oh, Konhofer and Cobalt again.
As well, 3 wide.
Ooh, as Wario gets the move done on Fashinks. Fashinks will... Oh, there's contact again. He's been shafted here, Fashinks, as both the teammates have gone through. Contact. And Fashinks may be forced to keep that position. Oh, no. He tried going for both again. However, I believe Donnelly will have this, surely. As we go through the triple right-hander. Oh, this is fair.
They're still side by side.
This is fair, clean racing. I respect this.
Yeah, this is
beautiful.
Oh, just as we say that, big accident for Donnelly. Fashinks clipping the left rear, and obviously safety car coming out.
Yikes! Some drivers able to pit from that as well.
Yeah.
Now, like I said earlier, there are situations where drivers get to keep their points. In this situation, I believe Donnelly will be able to keep his points there. I don't think it was a deliberate takeout from Fashinks. It was fair, clean racing that whole time. How we just have to feel really sorry for him.
Yeah, to be
now Donnelly
like that
will keep his points over Crossfire Strikes. You just have to feel bad for him there. But many drivers making their pits now. The hards do seem like the option to go for, but some drivers going onto the mediums.
Yeah, Frenchie on the mediums. TRT Kimi going onto the softs. But then you have some drivers like Morgan and Marcel Hoffner all on the hards to the end.
And everyone up to Fashinks still yet to stop. Fashinks looking like the man who will lose out the most here, being the closest to the guys who have pit so far.
No damage on Fashinks' car from the incident, so he's lucky in that regard. But
we just have to hope and pray that they can, make that work. As Legend will be the first back in the pits, followed by King. I think Cobalt's also going as well. Kasich got a 5-place penalty for collision with Hyperrevs.
Ooh, Kasich just overtook Cobalt.
Yes, he did.
I'm not sure.
I think that would class as an illegal overtake too.
Yeah, it
may do.
It may have been. Yeah, no one's caught the safety car yet, so it was under the safety car Delta. So I'm not sure if that would be classified as if Cobalt was going too slow for.
Possibly, I don't know.
Delta was. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've never had that.
However, he still lost the position due to pit lanes, but. I mean, it's Legend leading, followed by Wario, who still hasn't pit. Following Wario is King, then Mies, followed by Konghofner, then Cobalt, then Reese, then Hyperrevs, Kasich, who also has a big penalty too, Brown, Fashinks, T-Funky, Morgan, TRT James, Frenchie, Flex Marcel, Kimi, and the 0 points Crossfire Strikes.
That's a Legend.
Yep. As we haven't got any, I haven't got any personal DMs on PlayStation, and I will also just check Twitter to check we don't have anyone saying anything from their personal accounts.
Hoffner just had to lock up there and move out of the way of Mies at the end of the back straight. Hoffner got caught out there by the slow speeds into the hairpin.
Safety car will be out for one more lap after this one, that's for sure.
Hopefully the AI of Crossfire can catch up by then. I'm not sure if it counts AI cars as cars that need to be in the queue for the safety car to come in, but yeah, Kimi will definitely catch up at least. So
anyway, who is someone actually caught up yet? What the hell's happened to the Legend? Jesus.
oh, that's very strange. I have no idea why he's in P10 all of a sudden. Yeah, there's a lot of position changes going on here. You have Hyper Revs ignoring yellow flags. You have Legend who's re-overtaking cars.
I don't know what happened to Legend there. I actually don't.
He was in first. He was definitely in first. And Wario was second.
I'm watching the wrong live stream here. That's actually peak. So let me just go back. Oh, okay, no. Legend hit the wall. Ah.
Oh, he hit the wall. He had an accident. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I get for looking at messages rather than looking at whatever.
Trixie on the chat said he spun second to last corner.
Yeah, we just saw that. Thanks though, Trixie.
Yeah.
As Flex Marcel also gets overtaken by Frenchie here. So VTR Wario will take the lead for the moment. However, he still needs to pit. King, on the other hand, does not.
Yeah, King should be good to the end.
Yeah, anyone on hard should be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't know if Legend has wing damage. Can't see from this angle. Looks like he does not.
Nah, he does not. Nope.
So he should be trying to fight all the way back into the lead. But it looks like it's VTR followed by Vapor at the moment. Then a TRT man, then a Rising Phoenix guy. So at the moment, it does look like it could be anyone's race to win. You know, and out of the top 8, everyone's got 2 cars in it.
Yeah,
and dearie me, there's a massive slow train here. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, a lot of incidents and rage.
I hate safety car restarts. It's just the one thing that bugs me. Yeah, there's 2 drivers from each team in top 8. Oh.
Yeah, especially when the game limits your throttle and then it lets it go all of a sudden you spin.
Yep.
I've had that happen.
As VTR Mario
off we go.
Kicks off the race restart. And I don't think we're having turn 1 overtakes so far. People are looking rather fine behind each other. Some people
was fancying a move with that Hoffner, but backed out of it.
Oh, T-Funky overtook Morgan, but they're going side by side now. As Morgan...
Ooh, here comes Legend into the S's. Ooh, he cannot get it done. Nearly contact between him and Hyper.
Tkoloffner is also looking at Mies. And 2 attempts behind. Unfortunately, due to the safety car, there will be no DRS for the next few laps. VTR Wario has also stayed on his tyres for the whole race, so technically, Vapor King is in the lead. So as long as King can get a good distance away, he should be fine. As, ooh, they're making a move, but nobody finished it yet. Brown also being overtaken possibly by... Oh no, already overtaking Hyper Revs. Either way, it was close. Legend on the back, and does he get a flag in Sector 2 as Frenchie is round. That's... Oh, bloody hell, Legend.
Yeah, Legend's really...
He's
really
going for it. He's going for it.
Yeah.
And I love it. Not even as not even as the owner of Rising Phoenix, as I actually just love his style of racing. I can also say the same thing for TRT James. I love watching them race. There are those certain racers who you just have respect for, and like in real life as well. As Legend's going to dive it up the inside of Brown. Oh, he takes him out. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know if that was me. Another instant for Legend.
Yeah. really frustrating
How
for the Rising Phoenix man.
Again, Brown lagged it through him, but also, was it a dive bomb though? That's the question we have to ask, or at least the stewards will. That's going to put a massive, massive damper onto the Legend. I don't think it was purposeful at all. However, it may have looked that on stream, but obviously that's only from one time viewing.
Oh, here we go. Mies is closing in on King
Or
quite quickly.
this could be the battle for the win here. Anything can be battle for the win, but Hoffner looking like he's losing time as well. But the guys in front are on fresher tyres and also on quicker tyres. As Reese is getting penalties, trying to close in on Cobalt, but also get away from Brown. As Mies also very, very close to King. I think DRS is reactivated here, meaning it'll be a three-way battle down that back straight to see who will get the lead of the race. As what's this TRT James on T-Funky. No, I don't think it's going to happen. It's a brilliant aerial view we have from here though. There are some tracks where the helicopter cam is just beautiful. These are one of those tracks. If I know it's a way to select that exact camera.
Yeah, that'd be
pretty epic. That'd be an epic gamer move. There's VCR Wario with a penalty. Hyperrevs closing in on Brown. Battle for 7th. So we'll look up a little bit from on the field as Mies, he's got the run on King. I think this is only going one way. King tries to defend the middle. Mies going round and down the inside. And there he goes. He has got second place off the Vapor Man. But King coming back at him. However, just not quick enough. As Kjonghoffner defending off Cobalt here. Losing them even more time as Brown getting in front of Reese there. And I don't know what's happened to Reese, but he's just been overtaken by Hyperrevs as well.
Yep, they're side by side
still. Oh, Hyperrevs. Oh,
contact between the two. Both off the track. And that's going to open the door for Fashinx to come and take both positions at the moment.
Fashinx has just done a double sweep.
Yeah, he's got a 2-for-1.
And he's just gone to Tesco's and got himself a meal deal. That's what he has just done.
2-for-1 overtake package, courtesy of Circuit of the Americas.
I don't even know what to say that he's got. He's just got everything. T-Funky into the pits. That's what else he's got. Kjonghoffner has also got a raging American, who's obviously probably got himself a boner because he's at his home track. Because the Americans are like that.
Yeah, he's very excited about this. He's
trust me, I know. You can tell by the tone of my voice, I was not happy with that. But Morgan overtaking Reese as well, and well, there's the lead. It's been and gone.
Yeah.
As Mies taking the lead as Cobalt finally takes the position. But Hyperrevs and Fashinx, ooh, a beautiful dive from Hyperrevs. Will this be the second man? Fashinx is forced to take out. Jokes. We obviously know it wasn't on purpose. And or was it? Dun dun dun. No, it wasn't on purpose. Sorry, I'm trying to make it funny, but I'm just not.
It's all good.
I'm surprised Wario hasn't pit yet, and he has to go on to hards unless he goes to the softs. Oh, Reese is into the pits. I believe Reese may have had wing damage. It's a yellow flag.
Spun, I believe it is.
Is that T-Funky?
T-Funky.
Oh.
It is T-Funky, yeah. On those fresh mediums, having an early stint spin.
As Kimmy and Legend also fighting each other here. With Flex just in front. So you don't want to
almost contact between those two, P13 and 14.
I don't really want to just sit at the looking at the guys at the front, even though that's where most of the action is at the moment. But this looks like a good little battle that could go on for quite a while, as well as Cassix versus Morgan here. Both of these men looking to keep, well, to get 9th and 10th line, both in Vapor, and both actually being surrounded by people from TRT.
Also, the Rising Phoenix guys at the front keep swapping positions.
They need to
Hoffner's
stop
back in
that.
front of Cobalt.
Oh, as Hyper Rose is
Yeah.
overtaking Brown. TRT Kimmy also trying his best to get past Flex. Oh, and it's TRTJ. No, it's Hyper Rose. Hyper Rose, who has got a completely red wing and is a virtual safety car.
Ooh,
Luckily, he rejoined
PSC.
the track safely. Very glad on that one. This is a perfect chance for Wario to pit. Thank the Lord he did.
And he takes the opportunity. Now, it's going to have to be the hards, I would assume, because the softs will not last 15 laps. I do not believe.
I
So
mean,
we'll see.
maybe, but maybe not. Legend also pitting. He's going to go in for the mediums. I'm telling you that now. TRT
Wario does choose
Kimmy.
the hards.
Why? Kimmy, you could have gone in for a free set of mediums. Please.
Yeah, that's a mistake from the TRT driver there.
Or maybe it's not a mistake. You never know. I mean, it probably is, but
We'll see. We'll see how it works out. If there's another safety car later on in the race or something,
if there's another safety car within the next 2 laps, then yeah. But I doubt there will be. I think Legend may be going fastest lap here as well, with Hyper Revs. See, Funky also quite lucky as he's going to be out just in front of Hyper Revs here. Who then cuts the corner from the pit exit. Peak. Penalties may decide a lot of this race.
Yeah. Oh, Morgan is under threat here from Castix.
Fashinx overtakes his teammate Brown. But yeah, teammates at the moment 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. If Flex gets overtaken by TRT Kimmy, it'll be 9-10 as well. And TRT at the moment looking like the team, as I stated earlier, who are doing loads of damage to all the other teams. Currently got a man in 1st, a man in 5th and 6th, and they've got 9th and 11th as well. Just wow. No real battles going on at the moment. I mean, Brown and Fashinx close to each other, but apart from the teammate squabbles, nobody's really in there to win it today. Vapor King closing in on Mies. Do you think Mies can take his mediums to the end?
I think he's gonna try to.
18 laps on them though.
Yeah.
I think they're going to die, and surely.
Yeah, and plus, yeah, he's being pressured a lot by King right behind him right now, so
And
he's
also,
not going to be doing any tire management.
yeah, also TRT James on 11 lap old mediums. He's got to be
Yeah.
coming in lap 20 for the softs.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree.
As there's just battles everywhere here.
Castix and Morgan.
Cassix and
Brown
Morgan,
in the wings.
yeah, and then TRT James right behind him. Flex Marcel behind them, and TRT Kimmy on their tail as well. And obviously Wario, after his pit stop, is out in 12th. As James overtakes Brown, who possibly has the job of holding up Flex Marcel, but oh no, they've both come together. Brown being given the inside by Flex. Flex will get the DRS on Brown though. As further up we can see James could be on to Cassix. Will there be a dive bomb here? No, there will not, thank the Lord. There's not about to be dealing with that. As King is 5 tenths behind. Hyperovs with a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Brown's been overtaken by Flex. as TRT Kimmy has just rejoined this fight. Brown surely will want to get this back. Flex is in the middle of so many TRT members. He can really knock their points down here by just overtaking them, as Hyper Revs has possibly spun again, I believe.
Yep. He has. Yep.
And Brown being overtaken by Kimmy. Flex not being able to close it in on James either. King, come on. Hyper Revs has retired. I believe he may have spun himself into a wall there. Probably by accident, considering he's been making yellow flag. Oh no, his car's still moving. Meaning he has chosen to retire. Also meaning 0 points for him. However, Donolu will most likely be getting stuff out of as James does go in the pits. Vapor King overtakes Mies.
Oh. Yeah, it just said Mies disconnected there. Mies has disconnected while in the...
Ooh. Do you mind? You need to invite him back, not me.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah,
that's how your co-coms. You also invite man. Morgan 4 tenths behind though on Fashings. With James in the pits. Coming back out. Will end up quite a way in front of T Funky. Frenchie fixing his car.
Alright, invite sent.
Cheers. That's very unfortunate for the TRT man. That's going to lose on so many points in this race. Morgan though trying his best to close in on Fashings. The Warrior is overtaking Brown. Brown with no DRS at all. Morgan not close enough to Fashings. Konghoffner though able to overtake an AI as Reese picks up a 3-second time penalty. Nothing much else really happening. Reese is very, very close to overtaking T Funky though. However, does look to be losing a little bit of time now, as I said that. And yet, Cobalt overtaking an AI. Aware of a 3-second time penalty. Kimmy though, probably going to try his best to close in on the German in front of him. Whilst Wario probably tries to close in on Kimmy. Do you also mind checking if Kimmy has changed from the mediums to softs? I can't remember what he started on.
Yeah, mediums for 7 laps, and now he's on the softs until now.
Okay, so I'm predicting that Kimmy's probably going to come back in for another pair of softs, considering he's already gone 11 laps, with 2 of them being under safety car conditions.
Yeah.
As Morgan has overtaken me as well, who still hasn't got back into the session.
Yeah, his AI is just bleeding time.
This could be woeful for him. Absolutely woeful. He could have won today's race as well. Probably should have won today's race. But now he's just losing positions left, right and centre, and you have to feel bad for him. And at this point in the race, you know he wanted to stay, and that was clearly an internet issue.
Yep, I sent him another invite just to be sure.
Thank you.
Hoping he can rejoin at some point. At least get the... Well, I mean, wherever he finishes now, I think he will get his
he will definitely still get his points.
Position at least.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't the whole race he was out. It was only the last few laps where, you know, it's been really unfortunate for him. As Fashing's into the pits. And so is TRT Kimmy.
Mises AI as well. Interesting.
There's quite a few drivers who are back to gain a few positions here, Brown being one of them. As I'm just looking at Cassix here, who's doing well with Morgan. And now it does just look like a Rising Phoenix versus Vapor battle for the front here. However, Vapor Reese near the back. With T Funky, oh no, he's with T Funky, so it's definitely going to be a tight one. I think what's going to swing it in Vapor's way though is how far Legend is behind both Kasich and Morgan. Unless Tom Hoffner and Cobalt can do something about this, they're not really going to gain much. As Hyperos has left after his DNF. See if I can give a 3-second time penalty. He needs to speed up if he wants to catch the guys in front. As we just keep an eye on Flex Marcel. And do you mind going through the top 5 also and seeing their time penalties, please, Nico?
Alright, yeah.
Thank you.
Let's see. King has a 5-second penalty, which I believe he already served.
Oh! Kasich has spun. Kasich has spun. And that's his left front wing, slightly damaged.
Uh-oh.
With Brown pissing, Legend coming up close. Oh, that is not what you wanted to see from Kasich there. As Morgan will now take his position. And Brown into the pits as well.
King has 0 penalties at the moment. Hoffner has 2.
So that's 6 seconds. Yep.
Cobalt has 4.
Ooh.
And Morgan has 0. And Flex Marcel has 4, just like Cobalt.
Wait, 4 seconds or 4 penalties? Sorry.
4 penalties, so
okay.
12 seconds. And then you have Morgan, who has none. So Morgan at the moment would definitely inherit at least the podium position if the gaps are the same at the end.
I see Flex Marcel having quite a bit as well. They're going to need a hell of a lot to be able to catch this back up. And also know Wario has quite a few penalties too. I mean, it could be Vapor King and Morgan 1-2 here for Vapor. But we shall see. As I believe the guys not in... I believe the guys, sorry, in TRT are going fastest lap, which at the moment resides at a 1:32.8 by TRT James. Flex Marcel with another time penalty. There is little to no chance he's going to be able to keep his position here. As now Wario is closing in on the German boy. Vapor Reese also overtaking Mises' car. Oh, Kasich has spun again. Missed the pit lane as TRT James goes into the pits. Kasich joining him too. I think his spin may also change these points around quite drastically. Both of them on the softs, obviously. Only 6 laps left to go.
And TRT James with a wing change. I don't remember him getting damaged anywhere, but apparently he did.
I mean, they're obviously pushing 4 fastest laps, so they definitely want to do that. Maybe it's just yellow. As Flex going for the move on Morgan here. It's a little bit laggy between the two of them. But Flex will take the position. Morgan going to try for it back. However, Flex does keep it at the moment and will put himself in 4th. That may or may not continue though, as he's being pressured by both Morgan and VCR Wario. What Flex will want most is Wario to put Morgan under enough pressure so that Flex is able just to get away and then close in on his Rising Phoenix teammates. As if he can close in on them, they can start their own DRS train. And you want DRS trains.
Morgan looking to come back at Marcel though here into turn 1.
Ooh.
Not close enough.
As Reese gets himself a 3-second time penalty. TRT James overtaking his teammates AI, which is really unfortunate. And we've got a new message in the chat. Do you mind checking what that was, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. As Kasich is overtaking Mises AI as well.
Mies is saying about his disconnection. He says, bruh, this game, I got an error, my game shut off. So definitely, yeah, it's either his game probably crashed in the middle of.
Well, he can join back if he uses the invite, and he may not gain many positions, but it could be enough to swing his team some more points, which could be really useful in the future. As Wario overtakes Morgan.
And Crossfire also had his internet shut off at turn 1.
Yikes.
And yeah, so I didn't even get to really do anything about that. Really unfortunate for him.
And that's not his fault. And I mean,
yeah, definitely not.
But I think it's only fair if I give him, crossfire strikes. He could have got. I don't know if he could have got back in or not, but I think it's only fair we give him the points for 19th.
Yeah, I think.
As Reese is overtaking Kasich, has he broken his wing again? I beg not. No, he hasn't. The TRT guys are just DRSing each other. That's a new word now, DRSing.
DRSing?
Yeah, rather than undressing, they're DRSing. At the moment, this battle here is what's important. VTR Wario, Morgan, and Flex Marcel too. Soon to be Legend though. Legend obviously trying his best to close in on the 2 hard runners. VTR Wario though, looking much better for wear. And only 8 lap hold hards. Going to get the move on Flex here. He's going around the outside. Flex will keep the inside line. Ooh. As Wario forced quite wide. Then locks up. Flex will have the inside line. Then the outside for the next 2 corners. These 2 are probably the most important ones. Oh, and then complete. I don't know if that's a push off from Wario or not. But it looks like Flex will have DRS though. So I guess that is good.
Yes.
For Flex. Morgan also has DRS. Legend in that train as well. We'll just keep an eye on this battle. It seems to be the only one that's going on at the moment. TRT James though is closing in on T-Funky. That I will find rather interesting. See if T-Funky can defend it or not. I think James will just be too quick for him though. Brown gets a 5-second penalty. Oh, it's 3 for multiple warnings.
Wario as well.
I didn't see Wario.
Yeah, it was just after. It was just for a split second.
Well, that was very useless, wasn't it?
Oh, Morgan under pressure here from Legend.
As Legend looks for the move down the inside. I'm making a very similar move in one of my league races at the USA. Can't remember where it was, but it happened. As wow, Morgan would just overtake alone with his barely though, I will say, keeping out of Legend, who locks up there. And I think Wario may be able to pull away from Flex. I wonder if Flex is going to do a smart thing and let Legend through, or will he do that, but then also let Morgan through accidentally. That's TRT James.
Really that.
Oh, look how close he is to the back of T-Funky. This isn't even fair.
Oh. And there he goes.
There she comes and there she goes. Kasich's going to do the same thing. I keep switching camera angles as down this back straight. They're awful. They are so awful.
Oh, Legend on Flex Marcel here for P5 into turn 1.
The Legend will take the corner, Flex, giving him the position more or less. Now Flex has 1 sector to keep this gap over a second, as he gets penalties as well. Great one, Flex. You are smart, man. Let's just have a look. Who's had the most stops so far? So at the moment, the most stops have been from TRT James with 3. He's still doing brilliantly to be in 11th with 3 stops. Just shows his pace, really. Shows how much higher he should be. Whereas most positions gained at the moment, can't really see very well, but it is Cobalt and Wario. As well as James, who has gained 8. So quite a lot of position changes here. As Cobalt has been pressured by Wario. Oh, but Legend, that dive.
Oh, some carbon fiber off as well.
That was
Not
contact.
sure who it's from.
Legend steered the position back. That's
off of Wario.
Yeah.
Wario's car damaged.
But Legend steered the position back. That I respect. I respect that. Just like Fashinks did in his earlier incident at that same corner, gave the position back. You know, you've got to respect the drip, Karen. Oh, Vapor King picks up his first penalty. I mean, it's not going to matter in the slightest. I believe he still won this race.
Yeah, definitely.
But nonetheless.
Just 1.5 to go.
Flex Marcel, very close to disqualification here. I think one more penalty will possibly disqualify him. As Legend now on the back of Cobalt, probably doesn't want to be held up here. So I think Cobalt is only just going to stay here for the DRS. Does he get a flag in Sector 3? Oh, dear God, who's that?
It's a T-Funky.
Oh, well.
And he has damage.
Oh, well.
Massive damage.
Oh, well. Cobalt letting Legend through. I don't really know why I'm watching a teammate battle, so instead decided to watch Wario being pressured by Flex, who's made his way back on to the fat Italian plumber. Sorry, I mean the thick Italian plumber. He's not fat, he's thick. There's a difference. God damn it. Kassuck's also trying his best to close in on TRT James, but unfortunately for him, TRT James also on fresh softs. And Kassuck's has barely... neither of them have any overtake mode. Also just like to say...
King starts the final lap.
Yeah. King's not using overtake mode, he's using party mode.
Exactly.
He's gonna do the crab rave, he's like... So after this race I will be adding up the points. So I won't be adding up the points, sorry, I'll be waiting for the incidents and then we'll be adding up the points. Obviously due to many things that, you know, happened in the race, and we're expecting footage by 11 PM tonight. Could be 12 depending on YouTube and stuff. Bless you. Don't know if you just sneezed, but I'm pretty sure you did.
Oh no, I didn't. I did not, no.
Oh.
I must have hit something.
You shouldn't. Oh, well, hello. That's a hiccup.
Oh, I didn't hiccup, so I did.
What
happened.
Professional streams here.
Yeah.
As Kassuck's again trying his luck at catching James. Will Flex Marcel go for a dive bomb on Wario? I believe they have the same amount of time penalties. Could you just check that, please?
Wario and Flex Marcel.
As I'm just going to go say, we're going to watch Vapor King for the last few corners or so.
Flex Marcel has one more penalty than Wario.
Oh, okay. But Vapor King, last corner, he's more or less run out of fuel. As he crosses the finish line to take home first place. It's a 5-second penalty for not serving a penalty. I don't really think that's going to matter though. As Legend takes second, Kong Hoffner third, Wario... Oh, well, hello, there's a lot of people changing here, but Morgan will take third, Kong Hoffner will take fourth. Wario fifth, Cobalt sixth, Flex... Oh, no. Kimmy will take sixth, Cobalt seventh, Flex Marcel eighth, Fashinks ninth. I think, will Brown make anything change? Nope. He will take 10th. This is the important one though. TRT James will actually move into 10th over Brown. Kassuck's into 12th.
Frenchie's actually fighting T-Funky here really hard in the last sector.
Oh, and that's a dive.
Yeah. T-Funky with damage just could not defend.
Vapor Reese also overtaking another guy. It didn't really matter anyway. I'm pretty sure T-Funky... Well, one doesn't know how to get out of 7th gear. And two, I think he has way too many penalties to even bother counting. As Frenchie will come home for 13th. 14th is T-Funky, with wing damage worse than the time I cracked my head. As Vapor Reese will come home for the last available position, 15th. I think that was a bloody good race. Driver
that
of the day,
was very well done.
TRT James. I respect Codemasters for that one. That one I will give to them. It was fair play. James did everything right today in his power. He tried his best. I think if I had to give Driver of the Day for each team, I definitely know who I could say for each. So, I think I'm going to do that. But first, let's just congratulate our winner for today. It is one of the boys from Vapor. Of course, it was Vapor King. So well done, King. So, Driver of the Days quickly for each team. And I'll run through it quick. King, Legend, Morgan, and James. I don't think there's any way you can disagree with that. And heck, you could even say Wario instead of Morgan, but I mean, Morgan just raced perfect. Vapor King raced perfect. Legend came back from complete disaster.
Yeah, I came back from 2 incidents actually.
Yeah.
So, and being last at one point.
And fucking TRT James came from 3 stops down, 19th position.
Yeah,
Mwah.
Up into 10th. Yeah, very, very delicious performance there.
It was amazing. Anyway, I've got to wrap this stream up as quickly as I can. No reason in particular, I just want to go eat an ice cream, you know. But yeah, we will see you next week for next week's track. Nico, what's next week's track?
Next week's track, I actually have no clue.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm pretty sure that's the first curse word I've used this stream. I was trying to keep it PG, man. I'm pretty sure it's the Netherlands.
Okay, yeah, I would never would have guessed that.
I'm pretty sure it's the Netherlands, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If it's not... Oh yeah, it is. So the Netherlands on the 9th of this month, we will have round number 2. You'll probably see me there, and you may or may not see Nico there. Unsure, as of yet. But anyway,
yep.
We will get the results out to you as soon as we can. But I have been your host. I've been here with Nico, and we'd both like to say thank you for watching.
Yep.
I'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Peace.